Good afternoon. I hope everyone's well today, or good evening. Thank you for watching. It is appreciated. This week's been a dark day in the United Kingdom, and it's ironic because it's the lightest week of the year, with summer solstice being yesterday. But it's dark times, and I do honestly think that we're run by some sort of satanic death cult. That's the only way I can think of describing it. The House of Commons this week have voted to pass the assisted dying bill by a majority, a slim majority, but a majority nonetheless of about 55. This doesn't mean that it's become law. This just means that it can go through to the House of Lords, who hopefully will reject it and vote it down. Even if you're in favour of the principle of alleviating suffering, I mean, it sounds nice on paper, and who wouldn't want that if you've got somebody who's terminally ill and you can ease their passing and it can be done humanely and it will stop the pain? Who wouldn't agree to that? Of course, any right-minded individual would think that that would be the humane thing to do, and it'll give the person who's going through the ordeal the autonomy and dignity that they rightly deserve in their final hours and moments. Who wouldn't agree to that? It sounds great. Too much can go wrong, as Diane Abbott, that's right, Diane Abbott in the House of Commons this week rightly pointed out. There's too much to go wrong. Now, my view on this is, generally speaking, the state does things badly. It can't even get people's benefit payments correct, alright? So if they can't get something as basic as paying someone's money out correct, what makes you think they could get something as profound and life-changing or life-ending as the assisted dying safeguards and clauses? What makes you think they would even come near to getting that right? And you know it's not going to stop here. It's going to be broadened out, and it's going to be redefined time after time after time. And then we'll be in a position like they had in Canada, where they're calling disabled people, mobility impaired people, that have asked for reasonable adjustments to their accommodation, like a mobility ramp being put in, and they get a telephone call saying, have you considered assisted dying instead? Alright? This is why I fundamentally reject any notion that the state should be doing anything like this. There is too much that can go wrong, and it's the murder of innocence, in my opinion. It's going to be impacting the people that will have limited capacity, and they won't be able to give informed consent. This is just my opinion on that particular point. So that's point one I want to make regarding the assisted dying bill. As I say, even if you're in principle in favour of it, in practice there's too much that can go wrong. And some of the more zealous campaigners on the side that want this bill put through have some pretty sickening views, such as this person. I'm going to put this intervention that was in the House of Commons on earlier this week. I'm just going to play this.
Inevitable that should this bill pass, it is the most vulnerable people in our society who will experience wrongful deaths. A prominent campaigner in favour of this bill has said, even if a few grannies get bullied into it, isn't that a price worth paying for? No, it's definitely not a price worth paying. If there's a single accident or a single case that goes wrong, that is enough to destabilise this bill and should stop the bill going through the Houses of Parliament. One case that they get wrong should be enough to just call an end to this right here and now. All the people who could die with dignity. Please, we must not settle for this. In a system designed to end life, there can be no room for doubt and no room for human error.
Completely agree with everything that interventionist said in the Commons, alright? There's too much that can go wrong, the stakes are too high, and I don't trust this government, of all governments, to get it right. So that's point number one, why I think we're being run by a death cult, alright? And the second one is the abortion bill, or the full-term abortion to become legal. Alright, now that bill that's gone through the Commons this week, it's not actually gone that far. It's just decriminalised abortion for the mother up until full-term pregnancy. Now at the moment in the United Kingdom you can have an abortion up to 24 weeks. This is a baby at 20 weeks. There is no way that is not a clump of cells. That is a human life. That is a viable human life. I think the abortion law in the United Kingdom should be stricter. I'm going to be honest about that. At this point in age, abortion shouldn't be a method of birth control, and it certainly isn't healthcare. You shouldn't be having sexual relations with people that you don't think could be good parents to your children. We need to introduce morality back into the country. We seem to be in a godless society. Now, a lot of people may not believe in God or be of faith, but I think that's one been lost. The morality that the faith did bring to the country, that's been lost in the previous generations, and it's a shame. If you don't want to have babies, use birth control. Do not use abortion. On a side note, there's over 250,000 abortions in the United Kingdom each year, and that's the replacement population that we seem to be importing from third world countries for the lifestyle choices of the people that don't want to take responsibility for their own actions. And that's what this abortion law, or the change to the law, has done. It strips people of any responsibility, and it robs rights of the voiceless and the people that have not yet been born. And I'll go back to my first point. It's about the loss of innocence for the entire country, because people will say that maybe losing a few grannies that have been bullied into assisted dying is a price worth paying. Some people may view that a baby that's not been born, that's 40 weeks to full term, as not being viable, not being worth debate. And then you'll get the flip side of that, and you'll say we can't deport foreign criminals and foreign people that shouldn't be in the country. We can't even put them to death because of their human rights. And this is where my morality comes in, alright? Human rights shouldn't be a given. Okay, I would rephrase it. It should be human privilege. If you're a heinous criminal, if you're a danger to the public and society, maybe you're a Welsh choir boy. I don't know. Maybe you want to take out a Manchester Evening News arena with a makeshift bomb. These types of people have forfeited their right to any benefit of any doubt because they are guilty, and these people should not be in prison. So, broadly speaking, I am pro-life. However, in certain circumstances, they've proven they can't be rehabilitated, they've proven they're not a contributor to society, so those people shouldn't be a burden on the state. Those are the only people that shouldn't be a burden on the state. I'd rather take a few extra grannies that are a burden on the state than people that are being put up by me in prison. So that's my morality on these three principles, okay? Abortion, the assisted dying, and the death penalty. Now, I think I'm morally consistent. I think people that violate our norms, violate our way of life, violate our customs, violate the way we treat each other or should treat each other in a high trust society, those people shouldn't be our consideration anymore. But we should be defending the defenceless, and we should be defending the people that have limited capacity. I have hope. I live on it. Parliament can never bind another. Even if this stuff like the abortion bill does get through the Lords, even if it does become law, I'm confident that future parliaments can undo any damage that this Labour government does. I hope this hasn't been too depressing. This is a difficult subject for me to talk about, and it's probably a difficult subject for you to listen to. As always, if you disagree with anything I've said, let me know. Comment below. As always, like and subscribe, share the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. You have a good evening, and thank you for watching as always.